Hello students, today I am going to revise with you the chapter 1, a letter to God written by G.L. Fuentes. This chapter is from the book The First Flight. The First Flight book is the main textbook for class 10th students. So, today I am going to revise with you the same chapter, a letter to God by G.L. Fuentes. All of us know that the protagonist of this chapter is Lencho. Who was Lencho? Lencho was a farmer. He was a hard-working man. He was an honest person. He was a strong believer of God. He believed God. He believed in his works. He was an atheist. So we come to know that Lencho was a farmer. He was a hard-working man. He was also a strong believer of God. So here in the story, what the writer wants to tell us is that Lencho, being a very hard-working man, he was also a strong believer in God. Here the writer wants to give us a message through this great person named Lencho. We have to take various types of message from this chapter. There are other characters like the postmaster, postman, employees of the post office. We will go through these personalities one by one as we proceed ahead. So when I had taken the class, we had discussed and we have read the chapter and we have understood what exactly the chapter centering around. The protagonist of this chapter is Lencho, and everything is centering around Lencho. So, I would like to highlight the characteristics of Lencho. I would like to analyze the personality of Lencho. So, I want your attention towards this program, towards this session, to understand deeper and in a greater perspective. So, what happened here? What happens in the story? We see that there was a man named Lencho. He was cultivating crops year after year. So, in one particular year, he was expecting a bumper crop. In other words, he wanted a rich harvest. So, he went on a small hill. He stood on a small hill and looked around his fields. He saw that it was growing well, but an idea occurred in his mind. He said, if little shower would happen over these fields, then it would be a fantastic one. It would grow very beautifully. So he conveyed this message to his beloved wife by saying, woman, today we are going to experience rainfall. In the evening, it started raining slowly, and they experienced rainfall in the evening. Children were playing in the rain. They were enjoying. But the same rainfall started falling heavily after some time. Hailstone also started falling along with the rain. It continued for an hour. As a result, the whole crop was destroyed. His hard work was destroyed. He was very sad. He was feeling very bad because his crop was destroyed. His hard work was just finished. He stood in the middle of the fields and he spoke to his children and his wife, telling, my dear children and my beloved wife, what shall we do this year? This year we shall go hungry. We'll have nothing to eat. What will happen to us this year? He was worried and tensed. Now his only hope was to turn his eyes towards God. So he turned his eyes towards God, and He went home, he sat at his desk and he started writing a letter to God. He wrote in the letter saying, God, this year I have lost my crops. I want help from you. I need 100 pesos. Please send me 100 pesos. He mentioned everything in the letter. He put it in the envelope and went to the mailbox. He put it in the mailbox, and when the postman came to fetch the letter, as soon as he took out the letter from the mailbox, he started laughing heartily. He took the letter while laughing to the postmaster. He gave the letter to the postmaster. The postmaster also started laughing heartily. He was also laughing heartily. After some time, the postmaster became serious. He was ashamed of himself. He started comparing with Lencho by saying that what a tremendous faith Lencho has as a person, whereas he doesn't have that much faith like Lencho. The postmaster began to experience this change in his heart. He wanted to do something for this person called Lencho. He wanted to help him in his difficulties. He decided to donate part of his salary for this cause. He also requested the post officials, the employees in the post office, to donate part of their salary according to their limit, according to their strength. So all of them cooperated with him and they managed to collect 70 pesos. Now the postmaster wrote another letter addressing to Lencho. He mentioned in the letter that it was sent by God. He also put the 70 pesos in that letter. It was handed over by the postman to Lencho. When Lencho received the letter, he opened the letter. He saw that it was only 70 pesos. He was surprised and shocked. He said, how can God do a mistake? It is not fair. He began to speak out. He asked one of the post officials to give him a sheet of paper and a pen to write another letter. So he sat at the desk and he started writing another letter to God. He mentioned in the letter saying that, God, I asked help from you to send me 100 pesos, but you only send me 70 pesos, and that too you send me through this post officials. Lord, please send me 30 pesos because I need it urgently for my family and to buy new seeds for the next crop. This time, when you send me the money, you please send it directly to me, because these post officials are the bunch of crooks. Bunch of crooks means a group of dishonest people. So here Lencho started doubting in the humanity. Here he was wrong. We understood the personality of Lencho in a different ways. Like we have understood that he was a hard-working man. He was an honest man. And we also understood that he was a strong believer in God. Thirdly, we have come to know that he was also suspicious towards the humanity. Humanity, when we say the word humanity, the postman, the postmaster, the postman and the post officials, they are standing in the place of humanity, because we come to know from the story that they were the people who tried to collect the money and they wanted to help Lencho in his difficulty. So they stand in the place of humanity. So we need to understand the intensity of their helping nature. So here, what we can draw the conclusion from this lesson is that Lencho was a good human being. He was honest, sincere, and he was a hard-working man. At the same time was a strong believer in God. But he lacked in trust. He lacked in trusting his own people. He used the words bunch of crooks. So in grammar, bunch of crooks, it comes under collective noun. So now, what I would like to tell you, dear students, is that you need to read the chapter thoroughly, word by word, every line. You need to follow the sentences. You need to follow the paragraphs, the logical understanding of the chapter. Then you need to be fully prepared to give the answers. When the questions will be asked, you should be able to give an effective answers according to the questions asked to you. So you need to have the broadened outlook towards the lesson. You need to be open towards the lesson. Like in the board exam, you need to be aware about the word meanings which are mentioned in the lesson. I would like to mention some of the word meaning like intimate. Intimate means very close. Suppose if I say, he is my intimate friend, means he is my close friend. But here in the chapter, Lencho uses this word intimate with his fields, because his friend, for farmer, fields, his crops is his friend. So in that sense, it is mentioned in the chapter that Lencho was very much intimate with the fields. So you understand the meaning of intimate. There are other words like predicament. Predicament means guess. That Lencho was making a predicament that there will be a slight rainfall in the evening, and it happened. So predicament means guess. In that way, there are many other words which will come across in the lesson. So you need to focus the word meaning to enhance our vocabulary, and we need to be ready to give the answers for reference to the context. Reference to the context, questions are asked to check how much we have understood the lesson. Secondly, the 2 marks questions will be asked. 2 marks questions you need to answer in 30 to 40 words. You have to answer it in past tense. Thirdly, the value-based questions will be asked. The word limit for value-based questions are 100 to 150 words. So here you need to remember, you need to divide the paragraph at least to 2 to 3 paragraphs, and you have to write in present tense if it is asked in a statement. For example, like if you say excess of anything is very bad, elucidate the chapter with this elucidate this statement with the help of the chapter. Then you need to write in present tense. Proverbial statements, statements are asked. So you need to answer them in present tense. This way you can make the answer very effective and you can score good marks. So I hope you will understand from this that how you should attempt to get good marks in your board examinations. Thank you.